Good channel, I don't date ladies above 50. Today we are ready for another test of fragrances. And you might wonder, Giacomo, why are you alone? Who's the guest today? Well, today I'll be my own guest. In fact, I want to fulfill your curiosity and the curiosity that usually my guests have, trying my own fragrances. I mean, the fragrances that I selected for this 2021. You know the principle, but let's recap it for the last time. 5 fragrances sprayed into different moments. What's the goal? To find the fragrance that I would like to smell on my ideal partner, but not simply that, the one that is sex appealing the most. This is the last but one test of the year. In the upcoming days we will have one more lady and then one video before the end of December in which we will have the winner's proclamation. So you know the game, let's start with the first fragrance. So weird that I don't have to pass it to anybody. Anyway, of course I know the fragrances, so I kinda know what to expect, but I also like to be surprised, as I do every time when I have a guest. This is not, for sure, not my favorite fragrance. I find it very kinda average. Average in a way that is fruity, fresh, I would say. Maybe on a very young lady in her early 20s, even a teenager. Even if, the cost of this fragrance is not accessible to all teenagers. So for me, it's a kinda 2. Well done, but nothing special. Second one. This is a fragrance that I definitely like. I like as a smell itself. Doesn't mean that is among my favorite. And it's a bit exceptional because I put this fragrance both in the list of 5 for men and in the 5 for women. So yeah, among these, I think is the most unisex. I like the opening, this saffron note that is quite strong, but unfortunately it disappears pretty early. And the rest remains something very sweet. Reminds me, honey, sugar. So I can imagine it on a woman that is not super young anymore. Let's say in a good way, a woman who doesn't have to prove anything anymore. Or at least what she feels. So good as a smell, but I wouldn't go above 3. Third one. Well, this is something I definitely like. This fragrance has an entrance that is spicy, pepperish, and when it opens, it turns into dark chocolate that gets more and more intense. I have to admit it, this is a fragrance that, I would like to smell on the skin of a woman. Meanwhile, I'm doing certain things. So for me, that's a full 4. Now, fourth fragrance. This is a mix. This is a mix of good memories and good sensation. I tell you, this fragrance is definitely botanical. So if you're not into green botanical fragrances, this is not for you. But it reminds me a lot of my experiences in south of Italy, in Calabria, where my father was born. It has that smell, in the evening when it turns the atmosphere a little bit wet, but mixed with the smells of the seaside. Wow. Probably there is something sentimental connected to that, but I would really love to smell it on a woman. 5, definitely 5. Fifth fragrance. Well, very classy, for sure. Quite complex, but nothing groundbreaking. Something that, let's say, I already smelled, at least in its construction, in the architecture of the fragrance. So doesn't steal my heart, most probably also because I imagine a woman that is definitely not young anymore. Even if I tell you I have very young friends that love it and wear it. So this is a 2. So we have a clear winner, of course. Wow. I really like it. I really, really, really like it. I also wear it myself sometimes, I tell you. In particular in layering. Yeah, it's definitely my type. This is Edition de Parfum Frédéric Malle by Dominique Ropion, Carnal Flower. Amazing. Wow, really, I would stay here and smell it hours and hours. Also because the dry down is amazing. Amazing. And no other name would have been more appropriate than this. Carnal Flower. Giacomo, thank you very much for being here for this test. Oh, it was a pleasure. Ciao.